Hi guys, today I happen to have a video against a Twitch viewer of mine by the name of Red Shiner, and then as I have previously mentioned, and will forever keep mentioning, Twitch is pretty much the best way to get battles with me, slash probably the only way for now. I think that's pretty much the only time and the only place and time I'm going to have the motivation to start playing, so, you know, that's in the description if you're going to check that out when that happens. I don't remember if I've uploaded against Red Shiner before on the channel. If I have, this is now post-bank, and I don't remember uploading a post-bank battle against Red Shiner, so I guess it could be new, and if it isn't, you know what, I play people sometimes, multiple times, it's kind of whatever, it's not a big deal. But the one thing I did notice about this game going into it at team preview is Hoopa Unbound, which, you know, now down from Ubers and, you know, ready to play against the, ready to play an OU a little bit again, it absolutely devastates anything slower than it. Zapdos, if it's slower, could go for Hyperspace Fury or Psychic, do some pretty good damage. And you know what, I completely ran out of my team preview there. Congratulations, I just played myself. But rather than kind of give you the rundown, you can look at all of his mons, and then you can think of all the kind of different toys that Hoopa gets with its massive attacking stats, and just see what kind of damage I can do. But I'm actually going to go ahead and lead out with the thing. So I don't want to go for Hyperspace Fury on Zapdos, because I am a hasty Hoopa, which if I lowered my defense by going for Hyperspace Fury, if he had U-turn, I know it's a very isolated situation, I would take a lot of damage from it, and I have seen Zapdos run U-turn before. It's not a lot, but the fact that he does lead off with it, you know, I kind of had that in the back of my mind. Plus, I don't know anything about the Zapdos, so I figured I would just go for Psychic just to see how much damage it was doing. More so the Psychic than the Hyperspace Fury. That, and because he has pressure, I would be only able to go for Hyperspace Fury about 4 times, and I don't really think I would have been able to one-shot him anyway, so it's fine. The one thing he did not expect me to do is go for Drain Punch on Tyranitar, which explains that's literally the only reason that that would have come in there, if he thought that he would have been able to wall me out otherwise. But to be fair, all he knew at that point was that I was running a special one. And, you know, I maybe would have had to chance on Focus Blast hitting, but nope, I'm just straight mixed. I'm not straight special. I think I'm 3 physical attacks with Psychic, which turns out it'll actually do a pretty good amount to Toxapex, and I had been having trouble with Toxapex that week, so I was like, you know what, screw it, let's go for it. Let's see how much Psychic does to it. I'm excited to bring this along. But Heatran's coming in, I recognize this immediately as a panic button play for him to try to go for Willows, because now that he's seen that I have Drain Punch, he's going to want to try to burn it to try to cripple at least some move on it whatsoever. But I end up going out to Little Marowak, and Shadow Bone into Earthquake on Toxapex is actually going to do a pretty... I think it just kills it. I was going to... Whoa. Okay, to be fair, that still is a pretty good amount of damage. 2-hit KOing Toxapex is no easy feat. But a little Marowak, I can definitely see why this thing still holds it down in OU. It's not very fast, but the typing's excellent. The fact that you get immunity to Will-O-Wisp, you get immunity to fighting type moves, normal type moves, and potentially electric type moves, either by bluff or by actually having that ability. Plus, I have not had a situation where I've revealed that to my opponent whatsoever, so Zapdos is never going to come in against this thing until it finds out. And realistically speaking, you know, both of my Alolan Marowaks are named Nicolas Cage, so even if you were trying to stream snipe, you wouldn't know. You absolutely would not know which one I was running at the time until you actually ended up trying to hit it. I usually tend to run with a Rockhead one a little bit more, but I'm going to try to switch it up. I'm going to try to be better about that. But there's a series of doubles or some switches around here that happened. You'll see what happened there. So I ended up switching out into Rotom, and then he ended up going on into Zygarde on Volt Switch or something like that. And the big thing here is Zygarde kind of looks like a cactus when he's attacking. Kind of looks like a cactus in general, honestly. Cactus in the background for reference. But I forgot about Thousand Arrows, which actually kind of sucks. But I'm able to burn the Life Orb Zygarde. How? That's a sentence that I just love saying. Life Orb Zygarde. It's just a description, I guess, not even a sentence, but I haven't tried Life Orb Zygarde, and I would really like to. You know what? I forgot to specify. Zygarde doesn't look like the Barrel Cactus or the, well, maybe kind of the Prickly Pear with all the hexagons and stuff, but he was covering it, so you couldn't see it. Zygarde doesn't look like the Barrel Cactus, but we can't really see it right now anyway, so it's fine. Bulu comes in. I don't know if this thing is scarfed right now. I think I end up learning that later, but I have Tangrowth, so I really don't care about what kind of variant Bulu, or what variant of Bulu decides to come out to play. I'm just going to end up going for a knockoff and, you know, trying to get rid of some items. And then if I hit a Z Crystal somewhere, so be it. But it turns out I don't hit one on Heatran. I think I ended up just hitting, I ended up getting Shed Shell, which I thought about it and I was like, why would you? And it immediately hit me what kind of suspect test did we have earlier. It wasn't for Magnezone, that's for sure, because Heatran isn't scared of Heatran doesn't give a shit about Magnezone. What Heatran cares about is Dougie. So Shed Shell on Heatran absolutely makes sense in that aspect. But doesn't really end up mattering because I don't really run Dougie that often. I probably should, just for that reason. I'm not sure if people are still going to run Shed Shell because of that, but it's kind of whatever. Switching Rotom, just because I realize at this point I'm probably not going to get an opportunity to go for Resto Chesto. And it's like, you know what, I value the safe switch to something else a lot more. And I think what I ended up doing here is just going into Hoopa, and then I figure my main option here is to go for Drain Punch to get a pretty substantial chunk off. Even though he has revealed that he has Will-O-Wisp, I still don't know whether or not he has Earth Power, so I don't feel safe going into a Alolan Marowak. All I've seen here is Will-O-Wisp, and I think I saw Heat Wave a few turns ago. If he was Lava Plume, then that would kind of make sense if he was, you know, a more defensive one. But because I see Heat Wave, I think there is a good possibility that he's running Flash Cannon, Earth Power, or Rock somewhere on there as well. But the guarantee that he does not have Earth Power is not 100%, so I didn't want my Marowak to take any extra damage beyond what it needed to. But at the same time, I didn't really necessarily want this thing to get burned. I still have Psychic, which is why I deem it okay. But honestly, right here, I think I probably should have gone for a Hyperspace Fury, especially because these things tend to be a little bit more specially bulky. Not sure which would have done more. You know, the resisted, not affected attack stat-wise Psychic, or the, I guess, not resisted but burned Hyperspace Fury. It's a little bit of an interesting there. I figured I'd just go for Psychic, pick my poison there. That way I don't lower my defenses in case, you know, whatever comes in after might be able to take advantage of that. I think it's just defense that lowers off of Hyperspace Fury. I mean, you can correct me if I'm wrong. I honestly was not paying attention. Actually, you know what? I think I use Hyperspace Fury right now, just to at least use it once. I wanted to see how much it was going to do to Zapdos. I learned on turn 1 that I'm faster than it as well, but honestly, it doesn't really end up mattering too much because he does reveal that he has Roost immediately after this, and I really do think it is... Oh, Jesus. I forgot how brutal that move is. I think it is just defense. Yes, it is. Okay, because I think we would have seen special defense here. I had to know. I wasn't paying attention during the actual game. But now that I know it is just red, I think Dragon Ascent is like close combat. I thought they were flipped for the longest time. But anyway, off of that Hyperspace Fury tangent and back to the game, because all I'm doing right here is I'm just going to end up going for Psychic. Reason I ended up going for Psychic here is on the off chance I could have gotten a Spadef drop, despite the fact that I could have gone for another Hyperspace Fury again, or saved it for Death Fodder. I recognize that he's just going to end up going for the Roost, so I might as well just, you know, keep hitting at him. That way he doesn't Roost back up to full. I think I have a solution for Zapdos, in that I have Weakness Policy Dragonite in the back, so if he has Hidden Power Ice and he taps me with it, then we should be good to go. But something else I wanted to try that I did not realize that I did not have prepared correctly up until this point was Z Hypnosis Circuitry, because I think I'm just running just the regular set, but when I go for Hypnosis I realize, oh shit, I don't have a Z move. I forgot to put Psychium Z on the damn thing. I forgot to put the Z Crystal on it, and it sucks because I tried just going for stock Hypnosis now, not rewarded by it whatsoever. And you know what? On top of that, this is the turn that I learned that the damn Bulu scarfed, so if I had ended up at least being faster off of that, I would have at least been able to get a Hidden Power Ice, or if I missed Hypnosis, I could have gone for another one after that, because I would have been faster than a Bulu, faster than a Scarf Bulu if I had Z Hypnosis and potentially got another chance. But I'm not upset at the outcome of this turn. I'm just upset at myself for not bringing the Z Crystal, because I think, you know, the odds would have been a little bit better in my favor on that turn. But honestly, if I just ended up missing both Hypnosises, well, then it's whatever. But I didn't get the chance to go for the second Hypnosis in the first place. But silver lining, I get a safe switch in a Dragonite because he's locked in on Woodhammer, quad resisted and everything. I mean, he could have gone for it to end up, you know, breaking multiscale or whatever, but he didn't know if I had Iron Tail, or I think they might get Iron... No, they do have Iron Head. now that I remember, because I think I have an Assault Vest one that has Iron Head, but I don't use it that often. Excuse me, this is my weakness policy one, which is why I'm just immediately setting up DDs. Heatran's gone. The only thing that it could potentially, you know, end up statusing me with is, you know, either Toxic on this, or it could end up burning me if it has a Rogue Heat Wave, but I think he's just going to end up going for Volt Switch to break my multi-scale. And wow, he definitely breaks it with a crit. I cannot even begin to imagine how much I would have done if he had broken it before with Wood Hammer, and then he went for Volt Switch, because that would have hurt substantially. I think here he decided, I don't know why he decided not to go for Extreme Speed. I think, I really couldn't tell you, because I still feel like that would have done a really good amount of damage. And I think he was maybe thinking that I was just going to Dragon Dance again. I think I might have revealed at that point I was weakness policy too. But I'm +2. I might as well try to go for it on a Zygarde. I'm still a Dragonite, so I might as well. Bulu's going to come back in. Hitting Bulu is tricky, especially because I do not have anything super effective on him on this set, despite the fact that I am Trogdor the Burninator is the name of this thing. I don't have any Burninating moves. I Burninate by being a dragon. But you know what? Weakness policy, that's what's up. I end up living the Stone Edge on 4. Don't ask me how. But I probably would have been able to live it even cushier if he didn't, you know, crit me on Volt Switch. That could have been a thing there. But point is, I guess, what I'm building up to is I live it on 4, end up going for an E-Speed, and I'm +4, and on top of that, his Zapdos is at a not... I don't remember how much HP his Zapdos at, but I'm +4 Dragonite. I don't think I really, at the end of the day, have to worry about a Zapdos at that much HP, even if it is physically defensive. And do I have anything else on the back? I got Tangrowth. I got Marowak as well. So those alone should probably be able to dispose of Zapdos, especially with the grassy terrain up. I don't remember if I had Leaf Storm on Tangrowth, but not that it matters. I had Marowak. That's ultimately the main point I want to get to at that point. And that's the game. It's a little bit of a faster one. You guys can see that Hoopa definitely could have done a lot of stuff there. I bopped Tyranitar. Definitely gave Heatran a good hit. Didn't really do much else, but there was the potential. That's what's important. So if you guys enjoyed the game, you can leave a like, rating, comment, subscribe, do your thing. You guys know how it goes. I finally got more content from streaming last week, which I had not been having for a while, and so more videos later. Things have gotten a little bit less busy on my behalf. They might get busier, but we'll see. You know, I'm still definitely uploading and narrating and recording whenever I can, and this is not one of those times. So that should do it. I'll see you guys on the next one.